Hello, everyone. Welcome to the second ever comedy night at the Algonquin stage with our comedians Jim Ackles and Russell Roy. Jim, I know, has been in the business for a long time. My dad, when I was 12 years old, took me downtown to see Jim doing a show. And after the show, Mark Breslin, the owner of Yuck Yucks, came up to me and he asked me if I wanted to perform, just this 12-year-old kid. So, I mean, it had been a dream of mine to be a comedian since I could remember. So naturally, I chickened out, and that's something I did quite a lot of growing up. I wasn't always a chicken, though. When I graduated college, I knew I had to move to the big city to get a job and start my career, and I did it. I had very little money, though, so I moved into a small apartment in Parkdale. If you've never been to Parkdale, let me paint you a little picture. Parkdale's the kind of place you can wake up in the morning and have your coffee and start your walk to work and see an old man in his underwear peeling cigarette butts off the sidewalk and trying to light them. I felt really bad for my dad. He helped move me into Parkdale. Just the look on his face when we were standing in the elevator.
I thought you were going to say that was him.
Really? You're going to live here? This elevator always smell like piss? I hope not. It did. 24/7 piss. I'd see them clean it. The next day it would smell like piss again. How? Why? I know what you're thinking. It's people's pets, right? Being taken down the elevator, going for their walks. But that would make sense if it was not a pet-free apartment building. I wonder who made that decision. Piss in our elevators? Yeah, everyone's okay with that? Okay. Pets? Animals? No, man, they're disgusting. Is this a thing? Is it like peeing in the shower? Is this something people do? Ding! Have a good night. All the buildings in Parkdale have really prestigious names, too. Ours was the Kingsview. I live in the Kingsview building. The only thing the king's going to be viewing is bird crap, because all the windows are covered in bird crap. You can see generations of seagull and pigeon excrement just cascading our Kingsview window. So I moved into the apartment with my friend, who grew up in a very tight-knit Mennonite community. And so he was kind of a very conservative Christian growing up. Let's call him Jay, since I'm not going to use his real name, because a lot of people maybe know him or know of him. And Jay, like a lot of New Age Christians, were really into following Jesus' message, which is to be like Jesus, which I think is very good in theory, but not so much in practice. So Jay never needed, a lot of nice clothes or fancy electronics or pointless things like shampoo. But the big thing was that Jesus really loved the poor. Loved them. And in Parkdale, there's lots of poor people to love. So one day we were walking down the street past a homeless guy who was laying on some sidewalk blankets, his bed, I guess. And Jay stopped walking. And I was thinking, oh no. And he strikes up a conversation with the guy and introduces himself with a nice firm handshake because he wants to be polite. He doesn't want to offend the guy that sleeps on the street for a living, I guess. And he talks to him for a few minutes, and then at the end of the conversation, he gives the guy a big old Jesus-style hug. Lovely. So when we get home, I say to him, Jay, that was a little disgusting, what you did there. And he says, you know what's disgusting? The way you treat other people. That's how Jay got ringworm. What's worse is that we shared a one-bedroom apartment. We didn't even have beds. We just pushed two mattresses together next to each other on the floor. So on top of everything else, I got to worry about Jay rolling over in his sleep and giving me skin diseases. Luckily, I got out. I saved up enough money as quickly as I could, and I moved into a new apartment with my then-girlfriend. And it was a very rushed move because Jay was planning an Easter get-together where homeless people in a 4-block radius were invited up to our place for food and drinks. Maybe that's why Judas finally betrayed Jesus in the end. Jesus was always hanging out with the poor and sick, bringing them to dinner and shit. One day Judas was probably just like, Jesus, I know you love the poor and everything, but I mean, can't the lepers stay in someone else's room tonight? Isn't that shit contagious? And Jesus would be all holier than thou. Judge not, lest ye be judged. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think it's a good idea. It's not their fault they have leprosy. Well, it'll be your fault if I get it, right? I mean, why did you/your dad invent leprosy to begin with? So I kind of understand Judas's problem there a little bit. But I got out, and I was in quite a hurry, so Jay didn't have much time to find a new roommate. I left in such a hurry that he only had time to find one person that was interested in the apartment, and that was a 40-year-old gay man he met at the farmer's market. Ew. Showing a 1-bedroom apartment. The guy slept in a hammock. A hammock. Don't get me wrong, hammocks are nice when they're in your backyard and you're like reading out in the sun or something, but as soon as you put that up on the 8th floor of a Parkdale apartment, I feel like if you're sleeping in that, you're like fashioning things out of human skins or something. So that's a situation I happily chickened out of, unlike other things. So I'm going to introduce Russell Roy to the stage. Thanks.
That's Evan Wakelin. He didn't tell you this. That's his first time ever performing stand-up. How about that, huh? That was impressive, Evan. I really enjoyed that.